So, Phil, what do you expect to have left in your hands after you've paid the secured creditors and you've made allowances for your administration expenses and costs?
Well, I mean, I've paid all the run-of-the-mill expenses of the administration, of course. I mean, there is a bit of a leasehold situation to sort out, but I think I'm safe on it. You'll tell me in a minute, no doubt. They had a couple of pallets of stock and maybe a tiny bit of kit in this warehouse, but I mean, we haven't been occupying this warehouse. We haven't been doing anything with it for the great majority of this time. I mean, we've just been sorting out some ROT issues, surrender issue on the lease. Once we've done that, we're safe now. You're not going to tell me we're caught by this horrible rates case, are you?
Well, you've got to be a bit careful here, Phil, because they could argue that by leaving some of the stock there, perfectly sensible reasons I appreciate, you could argue you're still in occupation and they'll want payment until you finally clear off, or you can negotiate a surrender of the lease. Now, you've heard of the Trident Fashions case. Well, the thing is that that case leaves certain points quite unclear.
You really think there might be a problem with the Trident case? Oh, God, that's going to make a huge dent in my recoveries if I have to pay the blasted rates. How am I going to put my hand on my heart and say that there's going to be something for unsecured creditors in? I just can't see how I can do it. Unless, what if the claims against the directors, can we put a value on those and then we can just say, well, that's something I forgot to mention to you earlier on. That director I was talking about, claims not to have been, remember, we found out he's got a Bentley Continental GT 2005, very nice. You know, his wife's loaded as well, as far as we can tell. So, I mean, there must be something to see. We must be able to say somehow we'll make a recovery against these directors.
Well, first things first, we haven't got a lot of time, Phil, so what I suggest is that I ask some of my team to have a quick look at the evidence and to see what sort of claims that there could be. But actually, even before that, we've got to actually decide whether or not these target directors are actually worth powder and shot. Now, I think we ought to have a tracing agent, and I've got quite a few good contacts that I could help you with on that.
I bet you have, Claudia, I bet you have. You won't be surprised to know that I've got some good contacts myself. I do think it's a good idea, though. So, yeah, we'll get that underway. If we know these directors are worth a few quid, it will help us put the wind up on a bit, won't it?
Yes, quite. Well, once we're satisfied they are actually worth something, then we can actually send them out a questionnaire. Then they'll know we're actually serious. That will flush out, with a bit of luck, some defences or other explanations they want to give us. Right. And if we really need to, well, you could always do your old favourite, the 236 application. You do those beautifully.
I love them.
Now, when we've got something to agree with the rating authority, by then we've probably worked out whether there's enough in it that we can drop it into a CVL. But if not, and we still need some time, well, I think we'll have to make an application for an extension of the administration order.
We can do that?
Can do.